So, first of all, let me introduce our special guest, Roberto Osorno. He is a PhD. Also, he is a researcher and coordinator of the formal research program, and he will represent his university in Mexico, and he will speak about very interesting topic, open innovation ecosystem and platforms.
Thank you very much, Natalia. Thank you very much, everyone. I am very happy to be with you talking about different topics, mainly innovation, open innovation. First of all, I want to tell you that my English is just a little bit limited. My quantity of words is not so big. So my English is not perfect. So if you feel that I am saying just something weird, please put it in the chat. What are you trying to say, Roberto? And I will try to explain myself in a different way. The important thing is that we establish a good communication and try to interact about the concept that we are going to talk during the next 4 hours, right, Natalia? Or not, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, that I was joking. So let me share my presentation here. So just to confirm it, you can see it. Okay. So you can see the PowerPoint, right?
Yeah, but now I can see just part of your PowerPoint.
Part of my PowerPoint.
Yeah,
Okay.
earlier it was better.
It is broken a little bit. Maybe you
Okay,
should restart the demonstration.
Yeah, it's because I moved I moved the screen, so I will switch screen, no problem. It always happened. Happens. So all right. Now I
Great.
think we are ready,
Now
right?
it's fine.
Okay, perfect. So let me put these things together. To begin, we are talk about, of course, open innovation. So I can see the chat over here, right? Yeah. So if you have any question, please just let me know. No problem. These are the ideas that I want to talk with you about the context. What are you doing here, Roberto? What is a Mexican doing here? Talking about open innovation. There's a little context about Guadalajara, Mexico, and the topic. Why innovation? Innovation here, innovation there. Why always innovation? Why innovation is a topic in the world that we are hearing that topic in almost every discourse or paper or class that we are involved in. Why open? Why open innovation is a good way to make innovation, and what is happening in the world in a couple of places of the world related with open innovation. And of course, we will finish with some challenges that we are facing in Mexico and I think globally. So if you allow me, I will start with this question: what is a Mexican doing here? I put this question because it is a common question that people makes me when I out of Mexico, and because that was the first question that I obtained. Let me tell you, I was working in Nairobi in Africa with a team of entrepreneur girls, and after facilitating the workshop, I finished the workshop and I asked them, "Do you have any question?" And they asked me, "Yes, we have just one question. What is a Mexican doing here?" You are pretty far from your home, and why Mexico? So I try to explain my journey. Why is that a Mexican is working in Nairobi, explaining things about open innovation and entrepreneurship? But the answer is not that easy, but it's like a journey. This is a piece of my journey. Natalia is of my journey, actually. I finished my PhD on the 13 in service science. I was thinking to dedicate my life to study of service science, but suddenly the president of a university asked me to be the leader of an open innovation project, and I was thinking, like, what is open innovation and what is look like. The thing is that this project was with Finnish open innovation network called Demola. You can see the Finnish guys having fun in Tampere, Finland. That we have this jointly project in Mexico, opening an open innovation site, the first in America. So it was my first approach with open innovation. In that time, in the 2015, the thing was open innovation was quite new, and I was very related with just developed economies and developed countries, and mostly Nordic countries. So the challenge to adopt the practices from a country like Finland to a country like Mexico was quite challenging. So we make this tropicalization of the methodology, and a couple of institutions were pay attention to that translation of the Finnish methodology to a Mexican methodology. So after that, the World Bank Group invite me to do the same thing, but in Africa. So we translate the practices from Finland, from Mexico to Africa. So we design an open innovation platform from the city of Nairobi, and we expand our knowledge and we learn a lot of things in Kenya. After that, the World Bank asked me to make the same thing in Nicaragua, in Central America. So we made the same thing in Central America. We designed this open innovation platform for the entire country in Central America. And after that, because I was participating in a program master, I was invited to learn more things about design thinking and open innovations in the University of Koblenz in Germany. And it was the time when I was met Natalia and other fellows, and we interact about a very, very interesting thing. So our journey it is an end. It is an ended. So just continue it to working in Nicaragua. So in this moment we are working in Nicaragua, but with information technology, training people, making some innovation and entrepreneurship stuff. So that is my journey, and well, the journey continues today with you. All right. So just a little context about open innovation or innovation entrepreneurship in Guadalajara. Guadalajara is pretty far from Kiev. We are 18 hours from you guys. So that's why we are here. Is 10 o'clock, 10:23. So I hope to visit you very soon, but it is a pretty long trip to there. Well, what about Guadalajara? Guadalajara is a city, is the second largest city in Mexico. We are about 5 million people here. We have several traditions. Guadalajara is a very, very traditional town. We have a lot of traditions that are known in the world, like parades and the dead people parade. We have a town very, very, very near by Guadalajara. This town is called Tequila. So raise your hand if you know tequila. Do you know what is tequila? Yeah, you know what is tequila. Yeah, I already saw you girls. Well, tequila is not just a beverage, it's the town. So the beverage has the name of the town. The town is about 30 miles from Guadalajara. It's a very traditional one. So this is Guadalajara, but Guadalajara is not just Mexican tradition. It's also a vibrant ecosystem of innovation and entrepreneurship. So a lot of resources, a lot of people is working here, trying to push innovation and entrepreneurship industry. Some people call Guadalajara the Mexican Silicon Valley. I definitely do not agree with that concept. We have this high technology ecosystem with big enterprises, international enterprises working here, like IBM, Oracle, HP, Continental, a lot of stuff. We have very big universities working with them, and we have this vibrant ecosystem, but we are pretty far from the Silicon Valley idea. And actually, I do not agree with the Silicon Valley idea, and I will explain you later in this presentation. And of course, Guadalajara is the home of one of the best universities of the world, ITESO Jesuit University. It's the university that I work for. It's a very, very pretty university with a campus with a lot of trees. We are about 12,000 students, and all of them are in this moment in their homes because we are in lockdown right now. So The campus is not with people, but it is a beautiful campus. Maybe you can travel here and now someday. All right. Mexico have several problems. Several problems. We are a developing economy, and of course we have the main problem. We have two main problems. The first one is that we have a very high level of corruption, a very high level, and a very high level of inequality. We have the 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 the, the richest people of the world and the poorest too in the same place. So and the corruption is very deep. It have a lot of roots in our culture and society, and it is damaging us very hard. Some years ago, the Finnish people were working with me in Mexico, and they told me, Roberto, it is impressive the way in which Mexican people work. You are so smart, you are so working people. Why aren't you a developed economy right now? You have all the resources, all the opportunities to be a developed economy. I think the answer for that question was, well, mainly corruption. So corruption is one of the things that we are trying to reduce in this moment, but it is not an easy task. We have to live with that and to try to not fall into that kind of practice here. So that is some concept about Guadalajara, and the question that several people makes: why innovation? Aren't you tired speaking or listening you about innovation? Or innovation will remain as a main topic in the conversation on in entrepreneurship or in technology? The answer is yes. Why innovation is important? Because human needs and problems will remain, I think, for all the time. And we can solve problems, human problems and need by different ways. One of that ways is innovation. So we have different forms, different ways to solve problems, to attend human needs. One is innovation, and innovation is important because innovation helps us to create new ways to solve problems, not traditional ways. So in this world in which we have a lot of problems, a lot of troubles, and a lot of solutions, innovation is a pathway to find new ways to make things. So that's why innovation is so important. Sometimes we feel just a little bit tired listening over and over again about innovation. But innovation will remain as an important topic in entrepreneurship and in general terms when we will talking about solving problems or human needs. All right, but the thing is that we have this innovation expectation and innovation reality, because when we think about innovation, maybe we imagine Elon Musk and SpaceX enterprises launching rockets to the space and making things on Mars. Okay, innovation is related with that. Scientific innovation is related with that. But the thing is like my case. Sometimes I think that I really like I really admire the MIT in Boston. So sometimes I wish to be born in Boston, to study in the MIT. But the reality is that I was born in Naucalpan de Juárez, Estado de Mexico. That's my town. And actually, the school the photograph that you are watching in this moment is pretty similar to the school that I was in when I was studying the basic primary school in Mexico. So that's what my expectation maybe is, to study at MIT or to be in a developed economy. But my reality is that I have to make innovation and entrepreneurship in this context. Expectation versus reality. Expectations about entrepreneurship. A lot of Mexican people dreams with the American dream. You know, we are very close to the United States, so we have a very strong influence from the United States culture. So the Silicon Valley way to do things is very have a lot of influence in the Mexican entrepreneurship mindset. So a lot of people dreams to have an enterprise in Silicon Valley, to make a lot of money and to be rich. Reality is that our economy cannot support that kind of entrepreneurship. We don't have the money, we don't have the resources, we don't have the ecosystem strong enough to have those kinds of enterprises. And actually, I think we don't need it. We don't need enterprises in which one or two persons are extremely rich and the other remain poor. That is our problem in Mexico. So this business model of making entrepreneurship and innovation is not affordable, is not good for developing economies like Mexican and like other ones, because we need to reach for more fair ways to make entrepreneurship, because 90% of the people in Mexico do not have resources to make good innovation. That is a sad reality, but it's a reality. So expectation versus reality. So the thing is, can everyone access to innovation benefits? In our case, well, if you ask to Elon Musk, of course, he will say, yes, we can. But if you ask to an entrepreneurial Mexican lady, she will tell you, really, man, I just can't live for this week. I have to pay a lot of things. My sales are going down. I just have money for this week. How are you expecting that I will innovate or make innovation or have access to innovation? Innovation is extremely, extremely, extremely expensive, the traditional way of making innovation. So the problem here is that 90% of the Mexican entrepreneurs or enterprises do not have access to traditional innovation. And the paradox is that our government is pushing traditional innovation with a lot of money and a lot of resources. So traditional innovation requires a lot of resources. So only the big enterprises that have resources can make traditional innovation. So if our government is giving money to push traditional innovation, we are just helping to the 10% of the richest enterprises in Mexico. That is a paradox. If you want to push the benefit of the society, you cannot only push the 10% of the enterprises. That is the paradox that we are living in Latin America in general terms. So 80-90% of the production here in Mexico and Latin America is on small businesses or micro businesses. Give me just a second. I need water. Okay. Okay. Are we doing well? Are we okay? Perfect. All right. The thing is, why open? Why open innovation? What is open innovation, and why is a good way to make innovation? Well, this is the classic Henry Chesbrook model of innovation, or draws of innovation, in which in one side of this image we have in the entrance of this funnel, innovation funnel, we have needs or problems to solve. And we have science and technology that enters into this funnel. And after this first complex process of trying to match science, technology, and the needs, we try to find some solutions. And after that solutions, we find 1, 2, or 3 potential solutions to that problem. And we go through the development phase, and after the development phase, we select what is the best one. We validate the prototype, and we launch this our product or services to the market. And the market after that use our product or is a customer of our service, and return information again to our process to re-begin the innovation process and to improve our product or service. That is the classic model of innovation. It really works. It really works. That's why we have computers, medicines, smartphones, because traditional innovation delivers specific products and services that attend needs and make money. The thing is, if you want to do this by yourself, you need a lot of resources. You need science. And I mean, for science, I am not thinking about YouTube or Instagram. No, science, scientists making knowledge, new knowledge. And that is very, very expensive. You need technology and you need time and processes to to make this path in a successful way. You need a lot of resources to launch innovative products. So the thing is, scholars and theoretical people is telling us that innovation is a way to put the markets and to generate well-being in the society. But the thing is that in reality, innovation is not easy and it's very complex in the traditional way. You need a lot of resources. But Henry Chesbrook, a PhD from California, United States, one day said, okay, let's make innovation open. And what does it mean? What does it mean? Well, let's put holes in the innovation process. That is a maybe you can think that is a silly idea, but it's an extremely good idea. He's a genius because the idea was so simple and so powerful it detonated all the new generation of innovators in this year era. What is open innovation about? Okay, the open innovation paradigm tell us, okay, we are going to pass for the same processes, research, development, and production. But instead of have a closed process, we have to make this open process in which needs, problems, technology, and science enters in the same way. We try to solve that problems, but we are trying to solve it with others. Who others? Other universities, other institutions that maybe have the resources that I don't have. For example, one of the most expensive resources of innovation is science. So if you enterprises like Intel, like Oracle, like like Microsoft, like Apple, they have their own research and development department with their own researchers. So they pay a lot of money to their scientific people. But and a small business cannot do that. So the question is, where can I find scientists for not for free, but not paying so much money? Well, the answer is in universities. In universities, we scientists, we are a lot of scientists trying to work with enterprises, trying to test our theories, trying to put in the real world the things that we are doing, and we are not expecting a lot of money. It is not the same to hire and scientific to work into your enterprise. It is very different than go to the university, make an agreement with a professor, PhD, or a scientist, and collaborate with him developing something new. It is extremely more cheaper. So the philosophy of open innovation is to connect with other organizations that maybe have the resources that you don't have, share the risk and share the benefits of that innovation. So uh, as you can see in the image, you share resources with other actors and you share not only the benefits, but the risks. And in this process, it is very common to find new ways to do things, and not only one innovation or one new product or services. In the process, there is a lot of interchange in which every actor learns, shares knowledge, shares resources, and make new opportunities to make businesses too. So connection is the new name of the game in innovation. So in this case, open innovation actors shares resources, shares risks, and shares benefits, creating new value. It is not easy. It is not like an automatic process, but because it needs some conditions to work. For example, if you are open to innovation and you open your process, you need to connect your process with other institutions. So for open innovation, it is important to have not only permeable processes, but connection with other actors. So in this case, we need to be inside an ecosystem, a business or innovation ecosystem. And what is an ecosystem? Well, ecosystem is, the word ecosystem is taken from nature. In nature, things work very well without humans. For example, this little bird cleans the alligator teeth for free. The alligators do not close his mouth, her mouth, because you know the bird is going to be dead. And if the bird is dead, there is nobody who cleans the mouth of the alligator. So alligator and bird have this symbiotic relationship in which everyone wins something and gives something. So uh, about 30 years ago, some researchers began to ask themselves if is it possible to take lessons from the nature and bring that lessons to the business environment, and the answer was yes, and the ecosystem concept born in businesses. So in this case, taking the example from nature, innovation ecosystems are compounded by actors that share resources for the common well-being, like in nature. They interact through service connection and co-creation relationship. In this case, because are not nature ecosystem, the connections are artificial, so must be designed. In this case, the best approach to connect actors in a business ecosystem is services. But it is another that is the topic of another talk. Okay, this is a very simple example of an ecosystem, very simple ecosystem. In ecosystem, we have, for example, universities, research center, small businesses, other organizations, and big enterprises too. Big enterprises are important for ecosystems. So all of them are connected, sharing resources. For example, the students from university working in projects for big enterprises, sharing value. Students obtain experience and knowledge in big enterprises. Big enterprises obtain talented idea, the energy of young people. So they give the best thing that they have. Enterprises put, for example, their experience, their problems, their connection with reality. Universities put on the table the talent, the knowledge, the scientific research that they have. So the government plays the role of making the rules on the table very clear for everyone. So the thing is that, is it possible to connect this kind of organizations in an ecosystem? The answer is yes, and there is a lot of there is several efforts around the world to make this happen. For example, the Kenya case. In this case, we have enterprises in Nairobi like IBM. Actually, the IBM Research Center of the entire continent, Africa, it is located in Nairobi. So they are connecting with the different universities like Strathmore University, and connecting with other enterprises like General Electric, with small businesses, incubators, accelerators, and everyone is sharing some resources to push students, for example, to make more enterprises, more entrepreneurships, and create new enterprises and solve problems from enterprises that already exist. The thing is, in this case, not only big enterprises have access to the resources, but any enterprise, small, medium, or big. That is the case of Kenya. The thing is, with this kind of, it is not an automatic process, of course. It takes time. It takes design. The participation of government is very important. Universities are extremely important in this kind of ecosystem. But maybe in some cases, this path makes innovation more affordable. You know, there is more access to innovation because small entrepreneurs can go, for example, can go to the university and put their problems on the table and find resources to solve that problem. And small enterprises or new entrepreneurs that, for example, startups, technology startups are very good for this kind of ecosystem and this kind of innovation, because startups needs to share the things that they are doing, and needs to make connections to make the startup sustainable. This old idea of obtaining a lot of money to have sustainability is dying, at least in Mexico, because we don't have access to that enormous funds. Sometimes we are expecting this investor with millions of dollars ready to give that money to us and to make this big enterprise. The reality is that we don't have that kind of investors here, and if you want money, you have to make it, or to or to ask for that money to the bank, and that is very expensive. It is not affordable for small businesses. So the thing is, creating connections makes that you interchange not only money for products or money for services, but services for services. And that is the new economy. The new economy is about interchange services for services. Money is important, of course, important, but it's not the only thing to make entrepreneurship. Okay, a couple of cases. Of course, I told you about the Nairobi case. So different institutions, the government universities and accelerators, incubators, all of them were together, asked to the World Bank for support to design this big platform and to put all the actors in this platform. So we were working with a fellow and a friend that lives in London, Miko Korea, Emi Chirchir from Kenya, and me, working in this platform design in Nairobi. So they are in this moment developing the software, the digital tool to make this connection more easy. Second case, Central America. All the entire country they are trying to connect different they have about 10 or 12 open innovation centers. So they are connecting these open innovation centers with this platform, developing this open innovation idea to foster entrepreneurship in rural places. In Nicaragua, is in Central America, there is a developing economy country. They have a lot of problems, a lot of technology infrastructure. So they are pushing the rural entrepreneurship and trying to push the people in different towns. So universities, professors, and a lot of people is pushing social innovation, but it's not social innovation because it's business innovation, but in rural places. So a lot of problems that they are addressing is about poor people, about cleaning the water, about the contamination, pollution, but this entrepreneurship have money too, because they have business models. So it is not only social by social, but they have sustainability. All right, and of course we are almost finishing the presentation. Of course, Guadalajara. We have open innovation projects in Guadalajara. Yes, of course. As I told you, Guadalajara have different open innovation places. The first one was at ITESO, as I told you at the beginning of the presentation. But we are pushing this idea that I want to share with you. We developed this platform in Guadalajara because after a while, some people from Mexico told me, Roberto, you are designing stuff for Kenya, you are designing stuff for Nicaragua, and when are you going to do something for Mexico, my man? Why not, right? So we make this beautiful team, and we launch this initiative that is Open Innovation Garage Initiative. Sorry, in this moment it's in Spanish, but in this case we make this team. So we launch this Mexican startup called Open Innovation Garage, that the only thing that we want to do is to put innovation tools close to the most small enterprises in Mexico and in Latin America. In this first phase, we are focused in Latin America because we are a very, very poor country in Latin America. So we are focused in Latin America, and we are giving them tools and digital tools for make innovation. In this moment, we have a relationship with 4 countries. We were born in Guadalajara, After that, we open in Dominican Republic. After really, we have our developing center in Dominican Republic. So we are working with Nicaragua. We are working with Santiago de Chile. So we have these 4 countries in this moment working in this platform. We are a startup, an open innovation startup. So we are living this stuff that I am talking to you guys. All this connection stuff. We are struggling with money. We don't have money. We are making connection, applying open innovation principles to be sustainable. We have 1 year of being a startup. We are 1 year old, so we are babies, and startup baby. So this first photograph is Norma Medrano. She's not here, but you are going to identify a couple of guys here in this meeting. But here is Norma and David, my partners, 2 of my partners. 1 year ago, 2 months ago, trying to launch this complex digital platform. And the thing is, today we have this MVP working in 4 countries, but the path between A and B, well, was just a little bit complex, knocking doors, making a lot of connection, sharing resources with other enterprises and other institutions, sharing resources with university, giving services for services, and growing slowly in this idea, applying the concept of open innovation. So I am just at the finish of the presentation, but I want to close the idea with this. This photo, it was taken pretty close to my house. We have this a couple of kilometers from here. This is a train that goes from Central America to United States. So there is a lot of immigrants, Mexican and Central American immigrants, going to United States, suffering a death path to a better way to live. Most of them do not achieve their goal. A lot of them will be killed or integrated to gangs, Mexican gangs, narco traffic, and all stuff gangs. We have a huge problem here in Mexico about people, not about enterprises. It's about people. Traditional way to solve things is not longer viable in our country. We need to find new paths to do things. We need to find new paths to share benefits. We need to find new paths to attend the real problems of humanity. Real problems of humanity are not related with Twitter or with Instagram. There is Instagram and Twitter are oh my God. Zoom is a good tool, but real problems are these problems. And this pandemic, this coronavirus crisis, put it on the table, the real priorities that we have as humanity. And maybe all the research phase of coronavirus crisis was made with open innovation principles. That's why this vaccine was launched so fast. It is a record in the science history to have a vaccine 1 year after the virus was found. It was impossible. It was impossible in the last century. It is impossible with traditional innovation. We have these vaccines right now in different countries because all the research and development phase was made with open innovation. Different research centers sharing their knowledge, decoding the DNA, and sharing their finding with other researchers around the world, sharing knowledge, finding new ways. And in one moment, okay, all these enterprises said, okay, we have this thing to solve. From all the past way was opened, so the making of the vaccine will be closed. So this is an hybrid model. So open innovation and closed innovation can interact together in the same product. So you have different vaccines from different enterprises that invested a lot of money developing the vaccine. They are going to obtain their return of investment, of course. So this part of the research, this part of the innovation, it is closed. But the most complex part was opened. That's why we have now the vaccine. Without open innovation, we shouldn't have the vaccine. We should have the vaccine maybe in 2 years, and we would have just one vaccine. That is the new approach that we are proposing, and not me. There is different efforts around the world to make this happen. You can look for the work of Henry Chesbrook, that is the father of open innovation, and he's working with a lot of researchers in India developing the concept of smart villages. They are trying to put an alternative to smart cities, the smart city concept. They are proposing smart villages, because in India they cannot have smart cities because all the people is in village. It's like Mexico. Most of the people is not in big cities, it's in villages. So what is the model that we really need in Mexico or in India? Maybe the second one, smart villages, not smart cities. So, but that uh, what I'm trying to say is this: there is a lot of force around the world to push this idea of open innovation and their derivations or their alternative paths of open innovation. But my invitation for you guys, for you girls, is let's continue with this innovation idea, trying to make new enterprises, try to be good entrepreneurs, or to solve big problems inside or outside enterprises, or government. But do not it's important for us not to lose the focus of the important. Innovation will be always related with human needs. So the most close that your innovation is to human needs, the more possibilities of success you have. And maybe the more money you can make. It is very important to make open and social innovation. It is not divorced from making money. No, no, no. You can make a lot of money helping a lot of people, but you have to find new paths to make business, different paths to make business. Traditional paths is not working anymore for this kind of problem. Alternative paths are available to help people and to make money. Why not? So with this idea, I finish my presentation. So I will stop my PowerPoint, and I will be glad to hear if you have questions. What is I have to stop my, uh, I lost the button to, here it is. All right. Okay.
Okay, dear Roberto, thank you very much for interesting and very powerful information, for very energy presentation. So, dear students, it's time for you. Do you have any questions? I saw one question at our chat. So from Khadija to Ba, I want to know
Okay.
how you can create a good
A good
innovation.
innovation. Oh, that is a good question. Let me. Something happened with my screen in this part, so I will be looking in this direction. So please do not feel ignored. Ignored. Okay. I think the path to create a good innovation is to identify very clear the need that you want to solve. Let me tell you a story. When I am a system engineer, so when I tried to create something new, I was talking with some guy that was telling me his problem, and I was immediately I begin to make code. Let me make a program to solve your problem. But uh, stop, Roberto. Stop, Roberto. Let me tell you my problem. No, 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 no. I want to make your solution. So in my case, as a system engineer, I wanted to solve a problem that I didn't know. We are tempted to make solutions for problems that do not exist because we think that our solution is good. So the beginning of a good solution, the beginning of a good innovation is the identification of a need. And let me be clear. Some people is saying that you can create needs. No, no, you cannot create needs. Needs are already there. The thing is, if you if you put something different to the same person, new technology, for example, and you know the need that you are attending, maybe you will help your customer to find new ways to solve the needs. Let me show you something. I have this here. I have my Facebook here. Let me show you the Facebook. This is my Facebook. Okay, yeah, you are laughing at me. Yeah, I'm old. I am old. So what? This is my Facebook. I was traveling in Europe. This is, but look at it. This is a Facebook. This is a photograph. This is a ticket. And I have a couple of selfies. This is me here in Paris. This is my Facebook. So when I use Facebook, the digital Facebook, I find that Facebook is solving the same need in a different way, and make me discover new ways to solve this problem and to make connections. So now it is not just a photograph album, but I connect with other people. Like when people visited to my house, I used to show my Facebook to obtain likes. So people watch my photographs. Oh, that's a good one. That is a like. In this case, we have digital likes. So if the need of sharing my images, the need of obtaining likes, it is not new. It is an old new. So, but the likes were different. So the thing is, if you identify what is the need that you are attending, and you find a new way, a different way, or a better way to attend that need, you will have a good innovation. And there is a lot of paths to find that. There is a lot of tools. I recommend to you design thinking tools or centered customer design tools. There is a very strong school in this moment centered of study the customer needs and trying to understand the needs. That I think that would be a way to obtain a good innovation.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
true.
one unrelated question.
Yeah,
I
let's
can I
see.
can yeah, I can easily Google it, but I'm wondering to learn about it now. So basically, is Tequila Town the place where actually tequila is made?
Yeah, that's why tequila has the name tequila. Tequila, the beverage. Sorry, I
Yeah,
interrupt you.
yeah. Continue.
I'm sorry. Did you finish your question?
No, I have one more
Ah,
question about this, but
please.
okay, so I wanted to ask about does this place have some sort of, trademark or something? So like in France we have Champagne province
Yeah.
and um, other beverages that are made outside of this province cannot be called champagne. So does this place have some sort of low protection of the tequila name?
Yes, of course. It is quite recent because it has about 25 years that the tequila. Uh, I think in 1994 you could find tequila made in Toledo, Spain, or tequila made in Japan. Very
Mhm.
strange tequila. I have the opportunity to taste that strange beverage. But after 1996, I think tequila obtained that certification. So there is this small zone, geographical zone in Mexico. So the plant that is tequila made is from that zone. And the production of the beverage has to be in that zone. So that's the condition to have that name
Mhm.
of tequila. Even if you if you prepare tequila here in Guadalajara, you cannot name it tequila. You have to go to the town and prepare them.
So basically,
Prepare it.
every tequila that we have in Ukraine actually is fake, yeah?
Oh, oh, be careful.
Okay, I got the point. I
Man,
just wanted
in
to.
Ukraine, I think you have a very, very good vodka. So do not drink fake tequila. Just look for the town in which was made, and I recommend
Uh-huh.
to you to find recognizes brands,
Uh-huh.
international brand like Cuervo, like, I can recommend to you something by email, no problem. But the thing
Okay.
is, be careful, because they are not original, and maybe they have some kind of stuff that could be toxic for you.
Mm-hmm.
Be
Yeah.
careful.
Okay, I got the point. And last question about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and does this town have some sort of, place to rent? So if I want to produce a tequila, real tequila, I can go and say that, okay, can I rent, for example, your vast lands to grow and
You are a smart guy. You are a smart guy.
yeah, I'm
You're thinking
an
about business.
entrepreneur just.
Yeah, yes, you can. You can obtain, you can rent a part of land, or you
Mm-hmm.
can buy the plants already out of the land, or you can rent a part of one of the machines that they used to use in tequila. So you can do that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a matter of make connection and good the right people to do that. You can
Okay,
do that.
thanks. That was
If
interesting.
you need help, just contact me.
Yeah,
I am
okay.
not an expert. I am not an expert in that stuff, but I'm sure that I can connect you with somebody that
Hmm. Okay, okay, got it. Thanks.
yeah. So Vladislav is saying he's seeking business opportunities. Smart man, yeah. You are a smart man.
So I
Thank you.
also have a question, if you don't
Yeah,
mind. Uh,
please.
it is well known that open innovation, most of the time, it leads to information leaks. And despite all the pros and all the good stuff that you can get from open innovation, I would say, and I think that there are still people, companies, and countries that would not really want to share their knowledge. Or so I would say that there is always someone greedy enough not to share anything. And my question would be is how can we make the open innovation work, since if everyone is greedy, by putting individual people who want to solve the problems, or so it should be voluntarily. That's kind of hard, because if everyone wants to focus on their own problems,
Yeah,
we don't have time to contribute to the
yeah.
greater good.
Vladislav, your question is extremely good, and then that is a reality. Actually, I have to tell you that the at the beginning of the Open Innovation Project here in Guadalajara, we failed. I am telling the story about success, but I am not telling the story about failing. But because trust is a very big problem for working in open innovation. So the thing is, if somebody wants to spread the idea of open innovation, he or she have to work very hard, educating uh, in general terms the people. Universities do not want to collaborate between them. Not always. In Mexico, it's very difficult to have two private universities collaborating with each other. Enterprises are unconfident about their own stuff and their own intellectual property. They don't know what to share. Students are trying to protect their own ideas. Students do not want to be uh, um, cheap handwork, So everyone in this case, a lot of institution and people are like resistant to the open innovation idea. So the best way to do that is beginning from this very small projects and success stories. Like, okay, 5 students working with this and doing this one are showing that they can make this without. So it's about have the sponsorship of 1, 2, or 3 believers. You need believers. You cannot do that alone. You need believers in the university, one entrepreneur, maybe somebody in the government, I don't know, and tell this idea. Okay, man, we have this idea. We have to push this open innovation idea. Let's make a pilot. And I am sure that you will fail the first time, because people and institution needs to learn how to share and what to share. Open innovation is not about all the time open. Intel has to protect their own intellectual property, but Intel worked with me in open innovation projects, but their projects were about the future, use of the technology in new markets, for example. So their intellectual property was secure. The ideas were open to find new paths to make business. But trying to identify what is open, what is convenient to open for an enterprise is not that easy. There is not a manual or a book. So you have to discover. The thing is, we have working in this open innovation idea here in Guadalajara for about 5 or 6 years. And in this moment, enterprises, people, and government are actually pushing the idea. But I was the first people. Let me showing up. Let me. I was the first people in Latin America with open innovation stuff. So nobody believed me when I told them, "No, you have to share." And in Mexico, you are crazy, man. You cannot do that. That is for Finnish guys. So 6 years after that, we are obtaining results, but it's not about 6 years all the time. In Nicaragua, for example, the idea spread like fire. Like fire. So in the case of Nicaragua, it's very interesting. But in the case of Nicaragua, big enterprises do not want to enter to the open innovation stuff. They do not trust in the open innovation stuff. But all the universities, the students, small businesses, and farmers are incredibly enthusiastic about the idea. So they are developing a lot of small ideas and small solutions in Nicaragua without the support of big enterprises. And the government said, that is interesting. Let me see what is happening there. Let me support that project. After 3 years, the half of the time that I spent here in Guadalajara, the entire country. But I think that is because so many factors. Arceli lead to the confidentiality agreement. I will say something about the confidentiality agreement. The thing is, the idea spread very quick when you can give results, small results, and different people and institutions can see them. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you very much. So basically, to make open innovation work, you have to have people who trust into the idea and put all their work into it as much as they can. And secondly, you need to wait a little bit before big institutions start to react.
Yeah,
and help
deliver
you out.
deliver results. It's important to deliver small results, not to. And just to finish my big speech about open innovation is, do not try to measure open innovation with closed innovation indicators. If you are making open innovation,
Excuse me. Do not try to measure with what?
open innovation results with closed innovation indicators.
Okay, got it.
In the traditional way of measuring innovation, you are measuring innovation by intellectual property, products, and services, and return of investment. Open innovation do not work in that way, because in open innovation, you make connections, you share knowledge, you learn a lot of things, and you deliver new stuff. So you have to wait, yes, and you have to be with your your opens very, very wide open to see other results than just intellectual property or solutions. So if you can put the list of all the things that you can obtain, for example, from one open innovation project from 5 students and one small enterprise, we have this, of course, we have the solution, but the enterprise hired 2 of these students, and the enterprise acquired the open innovation methodology for them. So the enterprise opened their own open innovation department. So that means a lot of money, of benefits. So we have to be careful with that. And of course, Arseni Litus, I'm sorry for the pronunciation, but confidentiality agreement maybe, of course. It's like you like football, right? Soccer. So if you are going to enter to a soccer play, you need to know the rules before playing. In open innovation, it's the same. Before entering to an open innovation project, you have to have the rules of confidentiality and intellectual property protection before begin the project. It is not like, let's share everything. No, 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 we have rules. We need rules, sorry. So in this case, open innovation is about very, very clear ground rules and that support the confident of the confident of the enterprise and people that is participating.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your very vivid answer. I appreciate it.
Thank you for your questions. I really enjoy answering, as you say, as you can see.
Other questions, dear students?
Yeah, I actually do have a question. I just remembered. I do have a question. My question would be, are you planning on expanding somewhere beyond Nicaragua and maybe hosting other open innovation kind of, should I call it campaigns, open innovation campaigns all over the world?
I will answer you with a question.
Okay.
Would you like to be my partner on that? Miguel, tell him something. What do you think,
For
Miguel?
sure. Can you hear me here, Roberto?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can.
Vladislav, I will ask the same question as Roberto. I will leave here my email, and if you're interested or any of you guys are interested of starting innovation community between Mexico and Ukraine, you just have to contact us. And you can contact us tonight or maybe this week or maybe at the end of the year. It doesn't matter. We're ready to start in Ukraine and connect Ukraine and Mexico for sure.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Are you planning on visiting Ukraine anytime soon?
I will ask you for a question. When? Well, we have just to wait for the vaccination because my wife do not allow me traveling without vaccination. But it is very soon. But of course, we have this conversation with Natalia, and for sure we will be there very, very, very soon. I really want to go there. I really want to go there.
We
Yeah.
will soon, yeah.
Yeah, and we will be glad to see you in Kyiv,
So
in
let's hope that-
Ukraine.
Yeah, yeah, I really want to go there. Okay, the thing is, yes, the open innovation stuff borns or triggers in this kind of way. As you can see, this meeting detonated a couple of things. A tequila entrepreneur that wants to make some business in Mexico, right? Another one that wants to spread the open innovation idea in Ukraine. That is all about. Imagine if I try to maintain close my ideas and say, I cannot give you an advice if you don't sign with me and know this disclosure agreement, or you have to pay me before my speech. No, nobody would like to do that. So that's what is open innovation. Actually, Miguel is putting his information in the chat, so you can copy and I will facilitate our information to Natalia. Khadija Tuba. How do I pronounce your name? Please help me.
It's Khadija Ba.
Khadija Ba, right?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. As a beginner, how can you market your innovation to the public? Okay, unfortunately, you guys have something that I didn't have some years ago. That is a huge digital ways to make your product or services known to the people. The strategy that I recommend is like, if we focus on the need that we are attending, and we can make some test of how it works for the people or your customer, and let the people know how it works, and make connections with people that is interested on your innovation. You invite the people, you explain how it works, and you detonate conversations in the network. So I think the most success entrepreneurship that I know are related with stories. Everyone likes stories. So the thing is, what's your story? What is the story that you want to tell to the public? And put your story in the mouth or in the mind of a lot of people. And your story has to be convinced, an inspiring one, an inspiring story. So if you are solving that different people find like, that is cool, that is, I want to be there, I want to participate with you, or I want to, it's like the open innovation stuff, like, I want to be there. Okay, you have to have a story, and to make that story known to the people, and try to find, it's important, try to find successful stories, successful cases. So the thing is, maybe at the beginning, but I am talking about just myself, but at the beginning we had to invite people to participate with us, just to test our ideas and to spread the message. Not charging fees at the beginning. It's like, come on, man, just test our idea, tell me what you think, and go to other people and tell your story to other people, and use the digital networks. Is very important. So the like, the tag, the Twitter, all the things that you can do in the social media is very powerful. So in the social media is extremely powerful tool to make your story known. So tell to the people your story. Maybe it would be interesting for. I am sure that it will be interesting for different people. If you want that your story could be known in America, just send your story to me, and I'm sure that we can do something. I'm sure.
Definitely we will. Okay, Roberto, maybe enough for today, because I see that our students were interested in some kind of business, but also very important for our students that you can find contacts. So Miguel contacts at our chat, so save them. And also, if you will have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us, to ask me, and I will share with other contacts if you will need them. So dear Roberto, dear Miguel, thank you very much for your time today. It was big pleasure to see you and to communicate with you. Dear students, also, I was very glad to see you today during our entrepreneurship class. So thank you very much. Thank you all very much. Have a nice day. See you very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep,
very much.
thanks for the lecture.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.